The Athletic Therapy Ontario understands that while elite athletes perform under bright lights and to high expectations, their careers depend on peak performance every day. Industrial workers may not have the stadium cheering them on, but their bodies are performing just as intensely, often without the recognition and support they deserve. Today, we cheer on the industrial athletes working to make a difference to Ontario. Welcome to Athletic Therapy Ontario's podcast. Today, we're focusing on the needs of the industrial athlete. I am pleased to welcome an expert industrial sports medicine professional, Joe Fideli. Joe is also an AT, but in the States, the profession is referred to as an athletic trainer, not therapist. But Athletic Therapy Ontario accepts the equivalency of that training and skills, recognizing the American Certified Athletic Trainer as our professional cousin. Joe is based in Oklahoma City for a company specializing in treating workers in the USA, Canada, as well as 62 other countries. It is Joe's role here for Canada that is him joining us today. Joe's working for Briotix Health and is currently recruiting registered Ontario athletic therapists for a part-time position in the Ottawa area. Members are invited to check out the job posting inside the website's member portal. How do you define the industrial athlete? And is there data to make the comparison of, say, the functions of a weightlifter to that of a furniture mover? Could you compare the repetitive tasks of an assembly line worker to those of a pitcher throwing hundreds of pitches with regular force and precision?
I think I consider an industrial athlete anybody that uses their body to make a living. And so, those guys, those jobs are physically demanding. They're utilizing strength and endurance and flexibility and coordination, all of those types of things that we see in athletics. And so,
Right.
One of the things I think also that people kind of forget about is an athlete might practice 2 hours a day, or his game lasts 2 hours, and he might do that 4 or 5 times a week. If you're an athlete, if you're even a professional athlete, you're going to play or practice 4 or 5 times a week. My guys are out there 5 or 6 days a week, and in the busy times, maybe even 7. And those seasons that only last maybe 4 or 5 months, well, my guys are working 12 months. And so it's just there's a lot more, the repetition of what we're doing, it does make those guys somewhat athletic. And again, anything that's demanding on your body that you're working, I think classifies you as an athlete.
I 100% agree. I definitely do. So your insights are really helpful in seeing that work is physical performance, and many workplace environments, as you said, are physically demanding. So how do you combine your training and skills as an athletic trainer with the science of ergonomics to build programs to ensure these industrial athletes can perform safely, efficiently, sustainably, shift after shift, day after day for the whole year?
We actually have a program with Briotix. It's called Pro Moves, and Pro Moves is a system that is basically where we teach ergonomics to the employees that we're responsible for. That kind of includes, I'll go into the warehouse or out into the trade with the drivers and observe. I even take a lot of videos and pictures. And after we kind of get done doing what they're doing, I'll kind of go back through and show them, hey, these are things that you did really well, but here's something that you can work on. Either, your feet aren't shoulder widths apart, or your back is too rounded. You look like a turtle when you're going down to the ground to pick up. You teach them the staggered stance where you go down to one knee to pick something up off the ground. And so it's just a lot of observation and coaching. That is why one reason in what we do, I equate it a lot to, as an athletic trainer, I've spent time supervising the weight room. And if I'm walking around the weight room with whatever team I was responsible for, and I saw a kid doing a squat incorrectly, I would stop him, we'd put the bar back on the rack, and then we would walk through it kind of step by step of the proper way to do a squat. Let's get our feet shoulder widths apart, get the bar in the proper position, those types of things. And it's kind of the same way, at least in my world, with you can see guys, there are shortcuts, but being able to coach them the proper way to do things, it's an everyday process with them, because it is very repetitive. They're doing the same thing over and over and over every single day, and teaching them to not be lazy and to use the proper mechanics is very important.
Right. And I imagine, like, if they've already kind of developed those bad habits that they've been doing day after day for a long time, it's really hard to break down those habits. So kind of taking it all back to the basics, learning the proper mechanics.
It's a lot like my golf swing. I have to go in and get it. Yeah, I fall into some bad habits pretty easily and have to get those fixed. But there's some analogy there.
Yeah, absolutely. So moving to our next question that I have for you. So athletes don't just show up, they condition, train, and practice to improve their performance. So it must be the same for workers engaged in physical demanding labor. How does Briotix Health and the Canadian Athletic Therapists working in your client workplaces help workers build strength, flexibility, balance, and mobility to meet the real demands of their job?
Well, we actually have another program for that. It's called ProFit. ProFit is a program that we have that was developed, and it really addresses both flexibility and strengthening. And we kind of tailor that to the job that employee is performing. So if we have an employee who is doing a lot of lifting, in front of them with things and moving around, we focus more on shoulders, wrists, arms for the flexibility and the strengthening aspects, kind of depending on what we're asking that employee to do. If we're asking an employee that has to squat down and pick up cases off the ground, then we work more low back, lower extremity squatting. So we can kind of tailor that program to what they need. Now, we don't stand there. It's impossible to make sure 400 guys are doing their program, but we can certainly put that together for them, kind of as to what they need from a flexibility and strengthening standpoint.
Right, absolutely. And then it's kind of up to them to go home, do their homework, much like it would be for an athlete to do their
Exactly.
training and all of
100%.
those things as well.
And it's much more difficult to get the older guys to do it than the kids. They don't listen quite as well.
No, no, that's you can't teach an old dog new tricks. All right, so Joe, as a profession, athletic therapists are driven by results and measurable performance improvements. What does Briotix Health report as athletic therapist outcomes in terms of improved statistics in workplace safety, reduction in worker fatigue, and absenteeism, injuries and claims? And do you think these outcomes can be attributed to the AT focus on performance more than just on a rehab base?
I think the one thing that we do, or one of the things that we provide that is really uh, quantifiable, like if that's the way to say that. And I actually looked this up. The one thing an athletic trainer does, and it's much like in a school setting, is if a school doesn't have an athletic trainer and somebody gets hurt, as a reflex, the coach is just going to send them to the emergency room. That's just kind of, I don't know what to do with them. I'm going to send them to the ER.
Hmm.
And in the industrial world, without an athletic trainer on site, I think that's a little bit the same way of the guy gets hurt, we just send him to the ER, we send him to urgent care, we send him to, whatever doctor we work with. Where we all know if we have an athletic trainer on site, we're going to be able to kind of filter some of that out with what needs to go, what doesn't need to go, what we can keep in house. These are actually case studies on our website. Excuse me. In the manufacturing sector, we have a client, and they actually saw a 68% reduction in their healthcare costs from without having an AT on, and then with having a Briotix AT on site. And then their medical referrals actually went down 75%. So they were able to keep 75% of that in house and treat that more as a first aid rather than having to farm that out to a physician or an urgent care. And so being able to resolve those cases without having to involve physicians, number one, you keep your workers' comp costs down.
That's great. And I mean, people want to be back at work faster. So if they're stronger to begin with, if they do have some type of injury, likelihood their return time would be a lot faster. That's a correct assumption.
Absolutely.
That's great.
Absolutely.
So you're going to get the final word today, Joe.
Okay.
We would like to know what you want athletic therapists listening today, or those who go and check out the job ad that you have posted, to think about as the benefits to their own practice when they're working with industrial athletes.
I think there's three things that I talk to ATs about when I'm trying to recruit one to come into the industrial setting. The first one is work-life balance. We hear that term all the time now. And I tell my own story. I was the head athletic trainer at Oklahoma City University. I was responsible for 21 varsity sports, had 600 athletes. I went in at 5:30 in the afternoon. I came home about 7. My kids were both going into middle school and high school. I missed about half of their athletic events. And one night my wife was just like, "You just can't keep doing this. You're never going to see the kids play anything." And about 2 weeks later, this job came open in Oklahoma City, and I applied for it, got it. And after about 20 some odd years in that setting, got out of the athletic world. Uh, I actually, I hired a guy back in the summer who was the football athletic trainer at a school in Illinois. And about 3 weeks after we hired him, he called me and said, "I need to tell you something." I was afraid he was going to quit. He goes, "I need to tell you something. You've changed my life." And so those types of things are incredibly gratifying for with what I get to do. And so work-life balance, not working 80 hours a week, which is very, very common here in the US at the college and the high school setting. In the industrial world is a huge advantage. Number two, the pay in the industrial setting is usually better also. That same guy in Illinois that said I changed his life, he went from working 80 hours a week to working 40 hours a week, and he got a $20,000 raise. And so that is something that's pretty significant in the industrial setting. And then also, lastly, I find the industrial setting incredibly fulfilling. I love athletics. I still cover games on Friday nights and stuff, but helping a guy stay at work to feed his family, especially guys, a lot of the guys that I work with are not super educated, so they don't have a ton of options, and so they need the jobs that they have, and helping them stay working to take care of their families, I have found incredibly gratifying.
That's awesome. I think those are all really great things you can take away. Personally, in my own practice, I work predominantly with the general population, a lot of people that have physical jobs, that just want to be able to go to work and not be in pain and be able to come home and then have the energy to spend time with their families. So I can certainly take away from what you've shared with us today. I just want to thank you so much for your insights on what it is to work with industrial athletes, and yeah, appreciate your time.
All right. Thank you very much. Enjoyed it.